Hello, this is Hodon Kane, and today I'd like to show you some easy setups for maps. Now at the moment, I've basically have a bunch of level 30s with no armor. I took all the armor off of them. That way I can show you that if I can do it without armor, then you can do it definitely with armor. And I've distributed their stats based on the character.
I hope you find something worthwhile.
They're all around level 30, 30 something.
Not sure I'm even
Let
ready.
me see here. For example, the hunter, I generally put a lot of points in the trap damage and hardly anything into anything else, and let the gear bring everything else up. But in this case, I'm just going to set them all up to be builders. I like to make hybrids. Every character I build is a hybrid. They like, for example,
Do you think you can collect one of each pet type?
my battle summoner. Her pets do a lot of damage, and her hero damage increases the damage that the pets deal. But as you notice, I put no points into hero damage. My gear did. My gear increased that. And I made it simple. She can fend for herself if necessary, so. Yeah, it's a lot harder to make hybrids than it is to make straight builders. People who need to get the ball rolling, to get things going, generally need to make builders first. And then once they get the gear, they can swap over and start making hybrids if they want to.
Hey there.
There's not a lot of advantages to making hybrids. The main thing is you don't have to swap characters so often. If you're using a builder such as a squire, then your weapons mostly maintain of less damage and more knockback and more blocking. I don't have this maxed out yet, but I didn't put any points in this weapon. Of course, his circular slice is nice, but you only need 1 point in it to even do anything. Blood Rage, you don't need any points if you're going to be a builder. The main thing about it is
I make the best sandwiches.
you rarely, just to survive a round, that's all you really need as far as builders go. And it doesn't take a lot of points to make a builder efficient. There are many times when you're going to be stuck with that builder for one round. So you may as well make the best of it.
I have the best deals in all of Etheria.
Alright, let's get to it. Okay, there's many different setups, and they're all optional. There's many different choices and things you can do, setups. I'm going to try and show you the most cheesy ones to do. Takes the least amount of effort. I'm going to do it on hard, that way there's no time limit. Ooh, the squire's so slow. Yeah. And anyways, if you're doing level 30 stuff, you should be on the hard difficulty anyways, medium or hard. Thing is, if I place a bouncer blockade, archers can now shoot at it from long range and destroy it. Well, I have a solution for that. This is by no means the best setup. This is just a cheesy setup, way to do it. Again, no gear. Now, people see this a lot, and they say, "Why do you do that?" Well, if you're a monster and you go to shoot at this, it's just going to bounce the projectile back at you. And usually when that happens, they move forward. And it kind of makes this bouncer blockade invisible, in a sort. It makes the monsters have to get close. And what happens when they get close? Boom, they get knocked back. So it works. So if you see that, it's actually pretty handy. And you can have a summoner and use an orc there instead. Just as effective as a bouncer blockade. It might actually save you on defense units. I've had people come into the games and laugh, and it's like, well, you know, I have over 1,800 hours into this game, and they just don't understand. Now, when monsters come out, the first thing you want to do is go to the crystal. Straight line. This is the straight line, right here. Now, if you place things down here that attack up at the enemies as they come out the door, then the monsters will be like, "Hey, what are you doing?" And they'll come down here and attack. And once they destroy all your stuff down here, they're going to walk through here and destroy all this stuff. And the monsters coming this way will be like, "Hey, thanks." And they'll just walk through your defenses. So it's best not to put anything down low, pointing upwards, or getting too close to this door. Now up there, it's okay. Now I'll hit the monster once, just so I can get the experience. 1 damage. That's all I needed to do, just to get the experience bonus. I wish that archer. He's not even looking at it. Boom. So these bouncer blockades are really good for pinch points such as like the stairs. or if you want to knock an enemy back to a position that makes it really, really bad for them. So they have to walk all the way up the stairs all over again. Now, ogres generally don't get knocked off of ledges. They can, but not so much. They're kind of, you can in a sense assume that they're heavier. Doesn't mean that they are. Now the enemies could technically, if they wanted to, if they were smart, they could stop at the end of the stairs and sit there and render our defenses useless. So I just put them all into towers. And what I'm going to do is just put one archer right there is good. And he's protected by the bouncer, or the reflection shield. Now, orcs have a longer range when they swing. If I put anything right next to this, they'll surely hit it. So I'm going to move and place my archer guy right here. A little further back. Good. They're not coming through those doors yet, but when they do, it'll be useful. 1006. Not bad for a level 30. 37. Like I said, you can replace this with an orc if you want to, and I'll do it. So 4 archers, 1, 2, 3, 4. Not bad. Nothing like a good, well-placed unit. And they work the same as a bouncer blockade. That's really handy. So an orc with a reflection beam in front of it is priceless. Very powerful. you want to upgrade, you can, but I'm not gonna. All the items on the ground get sold and divided. The money gets divided among all the players. So it's always best just to leave items that you don't want on the ground. Or pick up mana and drop it. And I'll show you. There's many ways to do this map, obviously, but I found this to be the most fun. Now this works all the way for Insane, but maybe not Nightmare. I'll do some Nightmare videos later. I was gonna drop all my mana. Forgot. That way it sells instead of being wasted. Now a lot of people build right up by the crystal, and that's a really, really bad choice. And the main reason is this whole area is a death grounds for the monsters. I mean, you can put traps, you can put electric fields, you could put all kinds of stuff. I mean, if you have just the monsters coming out of the doors and walking around and not getting hurt or anything until they get to the crystal, then you may as well just put the doors right here. I mean, so don't build next to the crystal. Bad. Especially on this map. In some cases it might be useful, but not usually. Now Dungeon Defenders 2, they have like a 2 defense approach, but not on this one. What to do? Yeah, we'll do some fireball. If we wanted to, we could do that thing again, where we have orcs, or the orcs actually cost a little more. My range now, because I don't have my armor on, is not as good. Well, at least from the sides now, the enemies won't be coming in. If I was playing on pure strategy, the enemies don't have any resistances on pure strategy, so it's a good time to use a mage. But we're not playing on pure strategy, so later I'm going to need something that'll remove the resistances, like a strength drain. You can get through the game mostly on excuse me, the summoner, archers, and fireball towers. You can go really far through the game with just those two things. They work really well together. Normally I'd have my archers way up here on that ledge. It's called plinking damage. Damage where the enemies can't do anything about it, and they're forced to take it. So by the time they actually get around this corner, they're basically almost dead. But my archer's range, I don't know, 34? That's kind of close. 33 and 34. Alright, I'll try it. And I'll take a look. But then again, my I'll put him down here. It's not like I said, I don't know, I'll just put him down here. Have my gear on, everything would be around 60. No weapons. Oh man, that makes it difficult. More archers, more archers. This character obviously is not going to be a very good DPS character, even though I have 25 in the top stats. No armor, that explains it, obviously. No weapon. Pair them up with the fireball. cover my defenses just by a little bit so they take reduced damage if they do take damage. The strength drain doesn't just reduce the damage, it also prevents the monsters from having a resistance to a particular element. So we're slowing them down, and we're making them vulnerable. So for me, at this point, the top part of the map is useless. I don't have the range that I wanted. Probably because I don't have any armor on, but just making the best with what I have. Spider minion for the ogre. Makes the ogre take double damage if he's webbed, or any enemy. gas trap a little higher. That way they're stuck in the zone and taking explosive damage over and over. Looks like the rest can just be upgraded. Fireball towers. So that side's handled. Just make that side a little more useful. Okay, one of the cheapest things here. I'm gonna use walls. Let walls be walls. They're made to be disposable. Usually. That's for the ogre. Of course, whenever an enemy hits an apprentice's wall, they lose the resistances temporarily. Buff beams first. Down he goes. Pretty easy. Much easier with armor and equipment. Just like the deeper well, we have this. We have 3 of them. So we can do that. Cheap pinch point defense. The downside is if we do use bouncer blockades, it costs 10 more, and they may knock mana into the lava, but walls just might not cut it. Squire walls. Yeah, either one's effective. Except for the fact that we'll have to physically hit the archers. So blockades it is. We know our DPS character just doesn't do enough damage to do anything. So we're going to have to rely completely on our towers. As long as the enemies come up a little bit, they'll all straighten out, and then we can put a harpoon or something up there. So I can put this down here, right here, or all the way up to the top. Squid. At the top it is. Goes against my better judgment. Now, if you're one of those people that does this, slap yourself, please, will you? It's the silliest thing in the world. Plus, on this map particularly, if you build past that location there, not a good idea. Same goes for down here. If you place anything down here, slap yourself. It's just gonna get destroyed anyway. Not a good idea. Now, you can place traps and things like that all the way up to here. That's okay. Traps and things that monsters can't see necessarily. Those are okay. Yes, just preemptive strike. It's preventative. Preventative damage. So many ways to do it. I mean, you can use the bowling ball turrets. Those work great. Bye. Downside's I don't get the mana for it. Wow, the range is tiny on that. Well, I guess there's really not much I can do with the other characters. Let's give it a shot. Okay, time for some prevent damage. Actually, maybe some speed too, slow him down. Electric Aura is just not high enough damage yet to actually be effective, in my opinion. I'll wait a little bit. Had gear on, yeah, it'll be fine. My hope is to put some buff beams up. Watch how much damage this does. It's good enough. Still need buff beams though. And upgrade those ones. There's something that happens to Fireball Tower when you upgrade it once. It just improves its damage so much. Usually I'll upgrade it once, and then definitely buff beams first, but there's only two things actually worth upgrading on this buff beam, and my buff beam really isn't that powerful. It's helping a little bit. But I think upgrading the Fireball Tower, 542. Don't want to go out. Now these, the real spike, like that, they will go all the way to the ceiling. So anything that passes through it, like the flying stuff that comes from over there, zap, like 14,000 damage or something like that. Well, they do a lot of damage for not having a lot of points on them. Well, they're just good preventative, but not really needed. I just put them there for fun. And mobs ignore them because they're too busy going upstairs. But the flyers will get them, that's for sure. And all these traps are disposable. Doesn't matter. That's good for the final wave. And the only enemy who's going to make it right here is going to be undoubtedly the ogre. guess I'll pile all kinds of summons in you then. A little overkill. Overkill's good though. Sold. Something to do. This should be fun to watch. Yeah, that was fun to watch. Oh, I didn't even get close enough to get to the spider. should be an easy one. But as you can see, it is possible with no armor on, no equipment. But obviously, yeah, and more fun. Okay, my next video, no doubt, will be the continuation. Have a good one.